What would you say would be like one of the number one investments to make?
Oh, you mean not cars, right?
Right. Like you just said, cars is not really a good investment to make. So what would be like a number one investment to make?
Okay, so the number one investment you can possibly make is in yourself.
Amen.
100%. Whether that's education, whether that's mental, we'll talk about mental, whether that's emotional, whether that's getting bigger, faster, stronger, sexier, cooler, smarter, anything improving yourself. Reading books, taking classes, taking courses, watching Valuetainment, all that kind of good. That is the by far and away the number one investment you can possibly make. Number two, okay, then you start talking about appreciating assets. There's appreciating assets and depreciating assets. Depreciating assets being, you know, what I always say, cars, clothes, jewelry, depreciating assets. Those are the big three of depreciating assets. Cars go down in value, your clothes go down in value, your jewelry typically goes down in value. Appreciating assets, now you're talking real estate, you're talking the stock market, you're even talking certain crypto right now. You're talking, I don't own property, but I own REITs. Are you familiar with REITs?
No, I'm not.
Real estate investment trust. So it's rather than owning one place, I own a portfolio of houses right now. So it's understanding the difference of appreciating assets and depreciating assets. But the number one investment you can possibly make is in improving yourself.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And one more question on this topic before we go on to the next one. Why do you think so many people in society and in our culture now invest in things like money, clothes, shoes?
Say that again. Invest
in things
cars,
such
clothes,
as
jewelry, shoes.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of it is materialistic consumerism. I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses. It's all of that. There's something called lifestyle creep. You were making 50 grand a year. You were just kind of getting by. You got a bonus. Hey, you got a 20 grand bonus. Now I'm making 70 grand. I got to start living like I'm making 70. What I did is I was making no money. Like I was literally like the most I ever made before I got into financial services was 25 grand. Okay. And then boom, I made 100 grand. So that 75 grand difference, I just put it in the bank and just kept living like a broke dude. And then I started making 200 grand and 400 grand and 500 grand. And obviously I started, living in a little bit nicer places, and then I don't have a car, but I started making money. But I was like, dude, I don't need the lavish things in life to tell me who I am. That was me. Some people need it. Some people need to have that cool car because they want to look cool for girls. Some people need to get the $20,000 watch because they want to, they want to flash. Millennials, the stats these days are 40% of Americans making 100 grand or more are living paycheck to paycheck. 60% of millennials making 100 grand or more are living paycheck to paycheck. So it's not I'm a poor thing. It's not that you don't have any money. It's you're broke and you're living paycheck to paycheck because you're spending all your freaking money on things that to maybe try to look cooler, allow to look better, keep up with the Joneses. It's called lifestyle creep. The more you make, the more you feel like you need to spend. So that's, I think, the biggest problem right now.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And to bring it full circle with what you just stated, because you're basically spending all this money on material things to validate yourself, which goes back to the number one thing you say. If they were investing in themselves, they wouldn't need that validation to feel like they're successful.